one, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger Ranky. Y'all already know who it is. It's coming through this thing, man. About to do it live, about to go nuclear. We're about to react. All right, so rules of the day: like, subscribe, share, hit notification. You want to support the channel? Everything is in the description of my channel. Hey man, we had to pop out the last live. We coming in and finish the next one. We going to the next. So
close to the sun. By the time the industry began,
we're talking about the whole Shakira Stewart thing. With basically, Shakira Stewart was dating Diddy's child's mother before she passed away, and he passed away before her, and they're saying it's because of basically just being self-inflicted.
To settle from the shock of Shakir Stewart's death, new questions were surfacing. Questions that pointed straight to one of music's most powerful and feared figures, Sean Diddy Combs. To this day, the whispers about Diddy's alleged involvement refuse to die down. They start with a story that sounds almost too outrageous to believe, yet keeps resurfacing from those who claim to have been there or close enough to know. During a brief break in Diddy's turbulent relationship with Kim Porter, Kim began seeing Shakir Stewart. It was never meant to make headlines, but in the insular world of music executives, nothing stayed hidden for long. Diddy found out, and according to multiple sources, including Shakir's own mother, what followed was more than just a heated confrontation. At L.A. Reid's wedding in Italy, Diddy allegedly confronted Shakir about the relationship. The exchange escalated violently. Witnesses claim Diddy struck Shakir over the head with a folding chair, leaving him bleeding on the hotel floor. Shakir required stitches. His mother...
Like Shakir, man, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for his wife, his fiance, and his, all his children, if he got kids, but this wild work. Diddy doing all this shit.
Later recount that Diddy threatened to kill her son if he didn't end things with Kim. The message was clear. This wasn't just about a woman. It was about power and ownership.
He had access to Kim, no matter if he was with her or not, all the time. He never lost access to Kim.
I mean, he had kids with Kim, so definitely he couldn't just, say, okay, I ain't, dealing with you, period. He got kids, but he gotta deal with her.
He never gave Kim up, or Kim never stopped dealing with him, and he had...
But how Shakir end up dead? I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck Shakir end up dead, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Open door policy with him at all times.
But the story didn't stop there. Months later, in what some sources described as an attempt to bury the hatchet, Diddy reportedly invited Shakir out for drinks. What should have been a reconciliation turned into something far darker. It's alleged that Shakir was drugged during the outing and by male workers hired for the purpose. The attack was said to be recorded on video. This rumored tape would become the center of a chilling theory, that Diddy used it to blackmail Shakir. Threats of exposure, humiliation, and professional ruin allegedly drove Shakir into isolation and despair. Friends noted how his paranoia increased during this period. He confided in almost no one, yet seemed increasingly convinced that he was being followed and monitored. Years later, Rolling Stone would publish an investigative report that reignited these claims. The article compiled testimony from former Bad Boy artists, employees, and industry insiders who described a long history of violent outbursts from Diddy, including an incident where he allegedly broke a chair over Kim Porter's boyfriend's head. The boyfriend, Shakir Stewart. Former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry hinted cryptically that Shakir knew too much, and that the real story would eventually surface. And actor Jackie Long would later claim he received death threats from Diddy after briefly dating Kim Porter. lending further weight to the idea that Diddy guarded his personal territory with terrifying force. Two separate documentaries about Shakir's life and death were announced in the years following his passing. 1. The Death of a Music Mogul by Mark Adam. Raised
The death of a music mogul. Hold on, I gotta write this down. The death of a music mogul. Alright, the death of a music mogul, Shakir Stewart. Alright, see what they talking about.
nearly $40,000 on Kickstarter before mysteriously stalling and disappearing from public view. Another, Shaking, the Shakir Stewart story, was produced by Shakir's fiancée, Michelle Rivers. It too never saw the light of day. Only trailers remain, as haunting reminders of stories left untold. Even TV1's Celebrity Crime Files episode on Shakir has since vanished from streaming platforms. It's as if someone, or something, wanted the narrative to fade into obscurity. For those who loved Shakir, the parallels were impossible to ignore. Another music executive, Chris Lighty, would die under eerily similar circumstances just a few years later. Both men had been climbing to the top. Both were considered threats to the existing power structure. And both allegedly struggled with depression and paranoia in the months before their deaths. Whatever the truth, one thing was certain. Shakir Stewart's demise.
So basically they're saying they put Chris Lighty in this too though.
Had the fingerprints of a system designed to protect the powerful and silence the vulnerable. The deeper you looked, the more it seemed like Shakir's story wasn't just about personal
I hit the
tragedy.
like button, bro.
It was
I
about
watch
the dark
it. I hit
price
the
of
like
success in an industry where loyalty ends the moment you stop being useful. Shakir Stewart's story didn't end with his death. If anything, the questions that surrounded him only grew louder with time. Friends, family, and fans still struggle to reconcile the man they knew, a vibrant, driven visionary, with the narrative of a broken soul who took his own life. In 2009, just a year after his passing, Shakir was posthumously inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. His family accepted.
So he was in the Georgia Music Hall of Fame.
Award on his behalf. But even this moment of recognition wasn't free from controversy. Backstage microphones accidentally picked up a heated exchange between Shakir's fiancée Michelle.
So they had the hot mic. Shakir fiancée, they heard the hot mic. Let's see what she said.
Rivers and his parents. Shouts echoed through the venue as she yelled for someone to get the fung off me. It was a haunting reminder of how fractured his loved ones had become in the wake of his death. 2 years later, his mother helped establish the Shakir Stewart Empowerment Fund in partnership with his high school. The goal was simple: to support young people who dreamed of careers in music, just as Shakir once had. It was a fitting tribute for a man who had spent his life helping others rise. But the shadows over his legacy refused to lift. The documentaries about his life, Shaking, the Shakir Stewart story, and The Death of a Music Mogul, both mysteriously disappeared before release.
I'm gonna look at both of them.
TV1's Celebrity Crime Files episode on Shakir also vanished from public platforms, leaving only fragments for those seeking answers. In 2025, Rolling Stone published a 6-month investigative report that brought Shakir's name back into the headlines. The article recounted chilling details about Diddy's alleged violence and controlling behavior, including the infamous chair incident. It confirmed what many had whispered for years, that Shakir's death may have been tied to secrets too dangerous to expose. Some see parallels.
Yeah, he might have got killed because he was fucking with Diddy baby mama. And then soon after that, she died. That's say he killed his baby mama of his kids, and he killed the nigga that was fucking with
Between Shakir Stewart and other black music executives who died under suspicious circumstances. Chris Lighty's apparent suicide in 2012 raised similar red flags. Both men were poised to redefine the industry. Both had connections to powerful figures like Diddy, and both left behind families who still wonder if the official stories told the full truth. For those who worked alongside Shakir, his influence remains undeniable. He wasn't just a music executive. He was a cultural architect. He helped usher in Atlanta's dominance in hip-hop, nurtured artists who became household names, and inspired countless young professionals with his energy and vision. Even Jay-Z once remarked that Shakir was too smart to be limited to Def Jam and should have been running his own global empire. In the music business is never without its risks. Shakir's friend, Kenny Burns, summed it up bluntly. The entertainment business killed him. It consumes you, and it doesn't give back. Yet despite the unanswered questions, Shakir Stewart's legacy...
It said the entertainment business consumes you. That's crazy, dog. Like, that's why I like being independent.
...endures. His work lives on in the careers of artists he believed in, the songs he helped create, and the countless lives he touched with his mentorship and generosity. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.
I don't know. Let's play this. Let's see what happens. You talking about Trap More Raw channel? We reacting to Trap More Raw, but goddamn, it's Trap Blood Raw. It's the actual person.
I'm sending my secret.
I don't know why I always say that. Because I'm not used to saying Trap More.
I've decided to come back with an emergency episode of everybody's favorite TV series, Ratlanta. Okay, it's been a minute since the season finale. Young Thug was getting exposed.
I'm in Atlanta right now, so let's see what he's talking about. Let's see what he's talking about.
For all type of embarrassing conversations on the phone, and of course, you know, the big season premiere, the first ever, you know, the extended pilot episode of Ratlanta was of course the nearly 2-hour interrogation audio of Young Thug, basically saying that Pee Wee Roscoe sells Lil Wayne a lot of people that they held up. Now everybody, we're gonna call him a rat. We're gonna call him a rat, right? It's cap. Taking a plea deal doesn't make you a rat. I don't care. I'm not from the streets. I don't care, right? Taking a plea deal doesn't make you a rat. Okay. They said they were going to destroy Gunna's career. It didn't work. He went from strength to strength. He's never been more successful. Then come to find out, you know what? You know, Young said, let me take a plea deal. He took himself a plea deal, all right? He exposed the career. He said, look, if he takes a plea deal, but when I take a plea, it's okay. Why is it okay when you do it? Oh, because I wasn't the first person to take a plea and Sharon Stillwell's. They're still fighting a body. No, that don't plea and Sharon Stillwell's. They're still fighting a body. No, that don't count. That don't count. That don't count. That. When King Slime takes his plea deal, it's different. And come to find out after
21 Savage told that boy, hey man, don't do this. 21 say, hey man, don't, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't do that. I'm saying you shouldn't do that. We heard the conversation.
All of that hating on Gunna, you Roscoe sells Wayne drugs and he breaks the law every day, and you know, I don't know if he shot up the bar, I don't know, but hey, Birdman said he a one-man army. And Lil Wayne said if he beats with Birdman, he going out like Tony, you know, Tony Montana, you know, the guy that got shot at. And you calling Gunner a snitch? So look, everybody is completely imploded in Atlanta as a result of this, okay? Nobody could come out and be honest about what was going on. You had Lil Baby, whatever Wham says goes. We ain't heard nothing from Wham. Be honest about what was going on. You had Lil Baby, whatever Wham says goes. We ain't heard nothing from Wham. But Wham talking about everything else under the sun other than this one thing that we want to hear him talking about. And 21 Savage